see if we can address this question for this person that's doing what's doing and what's going on.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck?
I can't read it. I'm on my Patti LaBelle. Yes, sir.
Say what?
I'm on my Patti right there.
How do you handle being with a person who has a different parenting style than you? You believe in whoopings, but your partner doesn't. How do you find the balance?
Okay, divided states of America. We have someone chiming in. Jew Wells asked the divided states of America, how do you cope with different parenting skills? We're going to let everybody get their shot on this. How do you cope with different parenting skills? One parent may be a little more disciplinary. Another parent may be a little more, passive. I don't know. But let's go to the panel. Fitz Black, stop.
Damn, you
One whoops ass and the other one doesn't. What say you? How do you deal with that?
I don't know how to. I really don't.
Fitz Black said he ain't got no comment really.
I don't. It's not that I don't have a comment. I'm just trying to understand, or.
And this is a question asked by
because as I guess somebody has to figure out a different way of discipline other than physical, right? Because there's one parent that does not like you whooping on their child.
Mm-hmm.
And
what if that kid deserved to get his ass whooped though? Then what? You spare the ride, you spoil the child. I just said.
Hey, but there we go. That's a good question.
If
it's your child, now if it's somebody else's child, then you have to respect. You have to respect their wishes, whatever it is.
I have to say
whether it's whoop their ass or don't whoop their ass.
I have to say that.
But if it's your child,
whoop his ass.
I think you should make the best decision.
On whatever, if you're an ass whooper, you don't whoop your child for everything. But for those things that he deserves an ass whooping for, there's got to be some kind of form of disciplinary action. He's got to know that you carrying power. Can't be no friend. We on the same level shit. He got to understand. He got to understand. You'll slap him or her down to the floor.
I believe it depends on the child. Because everybody don't respond the same way.
I don't give a damn. Fuck these kids. If they get out of line, slap them down.
Some don't need an ass whooping.
Slap them down.
Some will take that ass whooping and think, oh shit, I should go in somebody else's ass. If somebody whoop my ass, I might go whoop somebody's ass.
Nah, you explaining to them why they getting their ass whooped. You know you getting your ass whooped because you
on the child.
I slap that child down. But if you was my child, you ain't got no say so until you get out of my house. If you still living with me, you ain't got no say so. I got these are my rules. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
But but like Snip say you have a child who learns fast. Okay. And this child made a mistake, and it's actually a big mistake. Do you go upside the child's head, knowing that the child has always learned by you just talking to the child?
If he does something,
the child learns by you just saying, "Hey, by verbal communication."
And only time there's verbal communication if he didn't do anything that causes me to do otherwise. Sometimes it ain't no time to be verbal. It's time to be physical. Now, even if he is a quick learner, he or she, if they fast and they break the rules, whoop an ass. Kids.
I'm going to rewrite it real quick, niece. What if there's two kids doing the same thing, but one of them gets disciplined one way and the other one gets disciplined
another way? But we talking about, he's saying it that you have to allow that person to discipline their child the way they discipline their child. It should not be that big of a concern.
If that child
put you on speaker. My little raggedy phone can't take too much. I'm put you on speaker. But that's what I'm saying. You have to let that person.
What I'm saying is, because for your child, for example, he understands a lot. So rarely do I have to give him a whooping. In certain cases, though, he does.
That's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is, even if it's not including a whooping, when he's getting disciplined for a situation that both children were in, but he noticed that he's being more disciplined than the other child, then he
Okay, but that's your child. Your child ain't able to hop back on the game. If
That's clearly
you're the one doing the discipline. So your child ain't able to hop back on, but maybe his child is, and you just have to accept that.
Right, but it's like, how do you find the balance to where my child doesn't feel like if he's being punished or it's like everything is unfair between
both children have to accept it, have to be given the same.
It has to be the same punishment. But if he's not, if you, who's going to enforce that? You going to enforce that on his child or is he? And he might not be an enforcer.
I try to, but the mother of his child, she's half white.
Okay, hold on now. You know you're live. So.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying they handle things differently.
Okay, well there you go.
Very different.
Well there you go. You're not, see, you know you're different. You have to grant people the latitude of completion on how they do what they cheer around. Because you're gonna end up with the short end of the stick every time on that one.
The question is, do they learn from that type of discipline? No matter what type of discipline it is, do they learn from it?
You don't beat a kid for everything.
You
It's just
have
like
to learn from the discipline.
well, it's like society. You know, if you commit a crime that deserves a tap on your wrist, they're gonna tap you. Then they gonna tap you. If you keep fucking up, you do something, then they gonna whoop your ass.
Well, and she's stating that her child learns from just verbal communication.
But she did say she still, certain cases she got to put hands on him.
But generally he understands, look, I know not to do that, by just telling him.
Then she'll have to go to the little long-haired kid baby. And you have to tell the little long-haired kid baby, you have to explain that to him.
No, but
our parents skills are different.
What if her child understands by just verbal communication, but the other child doesn't? And does he have to get disciplined like the other child?
That's gonna log conflict. If his dad gives her the right to exercise her power, then that's different. Well, but if he doesn't, then it's something that you should.
That's not your child.
That's not your child. So it's something that you should.
And that part I respect, I understand. It's just
hard.
For science, it's like he's looking like, dang, how come it's being enforced on me, but then I see the other child.
Well, he's getting a lesson in discipline. That's all.
Well,
you know, it's just like you seen boys in the hood. When he said Trey had to rake up all them leaves, but Doughboy and them didn't. So they did. I'm just saying, people are different. You know what I'm saying? And they just, people are different.
Yeah, but this
you
is
just have
different.
to stick to
This
what
is
you're
different
doing.
because it's in the home with him. It can be confusing.
Well, Rick say,
I mean, you know.
we have to treat our kids as individuals. They don't all respond to the same way as some others. As long as we treat our kids with respect and acknowledge their wants and needs, our kids learn from us. The parents, they reflect the actions and the words they hear from their parents.
Leadership reflects attitude. I get that. I'm saying in certain situations, there's got to be some ass whooping. Now, that's not for everybody. Some of everybody don't believe in that.
Right.
No, I definitely agree.
But I do.
But the part that's not being answered is how do I set it to where it doesn't seem unfair?
You really can't. I don't think you can unless you get permission to keep that baby off the machine.
The only way to make it fair,
or give your son a 5-minute time.
Yeah, that's what I was.
You got to adjust
his time.
Somebody has to adjust to the other person's way.
Shorten his time so he's not confused. Give them the same amount of restriction.
Yes.
And you don't be so hard. Lighten up, Gold Mouth. Go and cut him some slack, Debo.
Ease up off my nephew.
Go and cut him some slack, Debo. Because that's the only way you're going.
That's how he does so well in school and stuff. Because I'll be,
Well, what I'm just telling you, when you just did, you want to hear that? You want to hear that? We telling you right now, that's the only way you can make it fair. Give them the same amount of time as the other kids, so it is no confusion. That's the only way
that
we
was
do
the
it.
question, Rick. How do you make it fair if you discipline one child this way and the other child gets
And
disciplined
then you're
this
not
way?
their daddy, Rick. You ain't that other baby daddy.
How do you make it fair?
And that baby ain't your baby. But y'all in the house together. And that makes them your baby. Now, how do you deal with it if your woman ain't a disciplinary, but you are, or vice versa? She is and you aren't. How do you make it fair to both children if she lets her child out of time out in 5 minutes and you got your child in there for 45 minutes? Right. And your child is getting a complex because he don't understand what he did. Why this motherfucker still? Why this motherfucker? How he had a better lawyer than me?
He's snitching.
His lawyer, is he dropping a dot? Is he dropping a dot? Is he dropping a dot? That nigga wrote real good. Yeah, he playing that video game real good. Yeah, he playing that game real good.
He eating that banana talking about I don't like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna drop a dime on that little dude. I'm gonna drop a dime on that. Yeah, because he rolling real good. He rolling real good. He beat me too. He beat me. So that's how you do it. You just level the playing field so that they both have a fair chance.
When they are together, are they together all the time?
You know, a majority of the time.
Every other week.
So when they're not even together, so you adjust it on every other week.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, but niece.
See, I don't like to lighten up. I don't like to keep up.
Every other week. You gotta let him off the leash sometime.
Does my nephew need that much discipline, or are you just being hard?
You know what? Sometimes I feel like I'm just being hard, mostly because I've been raising him on my own as a mother.
Mm-hmm.
His father hasn't been present, so I feel like, and it probably ain't right, but I feel like since I'm the mother raising a child, I have to be more stern.
Right.
More stern. You think
Yeah,
that?
more stern.
But do you think he needs it in order to learn the lesson?
Well, no, real. I mean, no.
In other words, does he need 45 minutes, or does he? Does he need 45 minutes, or has he learned the lesson in 15?
I mean, I could say he learned the lesson in 15.
Well, then let him out. Goddamn, you gonna make him do his whole thing?
I mean, I don't know.
I think you be lightweight trying to be selfish, trying to get yourself a little time yourself, so you keep him in there a little longer. So you know exactly where he at for that 45 whole minutes.
I guess because I'm trying to make sure he understands, like, don't overstep, don't overstep a boundary, don't overstep.
Yeah,
Don't
discipline.
think that you can get by with doing certain things and, there's no consequence behind it.
You want him to understand discipline and structure.
Right.
Just make the playing field fair. Every week that they play together, make sure it's a level field.
Can I ask, how does the other father feel? Does he have any complaints or anything?
Man, can I buy half of